Welcome to L Squared, a podcast with fresh Love Island content. I am tired. My grandmother told me it's easy to find a good black woman, but it's hard to find a good black man. Ladies, for those of you who need it, that's permission to date outside of your race. This was disgusting. I was filled with so much disgust. The name Jeremiah feels like an illness in my body. I literally felt a burning in my stomach when Justine wasn't chosen repeatedly, and the hurt she felt. She was crying. Mackenzie was so sweet to comfort her, letting her know that everyone feels a bit insecure on their first day. I feel Justine's pain. She feels excluded. As an experienced Love Island viewer, I've seen this before. It looks like Yawande's plotline and Alana's plotline, and we are tired. Black women are tired of not being chosen on these reality shows, especially by Black men. Let's recap this episode quickly. Jeremiah was the first guy to step out. We had high hopes for him. He was a top choice in the polls on Twitter and Instagram. He showed his personality. The girls seemed to like him, and Justine in particular mentioned that she liked his energy. When she stepped forward for him, Jeremiah sidestepped her and chose Sally. I get it. This was my prediction. I thought they would be drawn to each other and couple up. But I didn't think it would happen at Justine's expense. I didn't imagine that ugly, and Justine was immediately crushed. We were crushed. We wanted Jeremiah to choose Justine and be that Black power couple. I guess not. But later in the episode, Jeremiah got a bit of what he deserved. He paired with Justine anyway because she was the only single girl. And that was painfully awkward, as Justine mentioned. While they were at the pool, you could tell she was having trouble keeping her head up. None of the guys chose her. It looked like she was tempted to step forward for Trey, but she couldn't take another rejection. Later that night, when Jeremiah and Justine were speaking, they could hardly make eye contact. Maybe that had to do in part with Jeremiah's maturity. I believe he's in his early 20s while Justine is in her late 20s. After that situation, it seemed like they agreed to make the most of their experience and, quote, just see how things go. As soon as Jeremiah received that text for his new date with Rachel, he felt saved. We knew it, Justine knew it, and he did pretend to faint from happiness. Wow. We need better for Justine. Please vote to keep her on the show long enough to meet someone who adores her. She needs to meet some guy bombshells. Our girl deserves a chance. She deserves to be chosen, and that's the minimum. Now on to Kaitlynn. She was getting on my nerves. We already knew Kaitlynn was going to be a game player and she has a girl boss attitude. That's not a bad thing. It just means she needs to get people out of her way, which equals more drama for us. I'm still confused about why she stepped forward for Carrington. Is it because he has hair on his chest? He's the best looking? A few of the girls commented he was fresh-faced. He's only 23. I like Carrington more than I thought I would. Just to confirm, Carrington is Latino. He's Puerto Rican to be exact. I think he talks himself up for confidence. That kiss he landed on Kaitlynn. Oh my. Oh my. That was abrupt. I like the guy's style. He saw Johnny moving to his girl, so he tried to secure her. It's Love Island. Be vicious. I actually don't think Kaitlynn likes Carrington. I don't think he made a good impression on her because he made sure to get good with the guys and forgot to greet her during the first coupling until Ariel reminded him, of course. Maybe that had to do with his nerves. A lot of the guys were nervous upon stepping out. He does seem to get nervous. We've seen him take a few deep breaths at the fire pit. All in all, I'm glad Carrington was able to stay with Kaitlynn. Kaitlynn was getting on my nerves because she was doing a lot of sampling. That kiss with Trey, that made him look worse than her, but I don't even think she's into him either. She was just sampling. I get that it's Love Island day one, but the kissing was happening fast for me. It came across as messy. I think Kaitlynn just tried Trey because it's obvious the most desired girl is the most powerful in the house. All through the episode, Sully was the most powerful and unbothered girl. She was truly enjoying villa life, and Kaitlynn wants to get to the top of the pecking order. Who can blame her? That's how you win. Her team is definitely working to help her get brand deals. Her Instagram and Twitter were active before the show started, unlike some of the other Islanders this season. I think she kissed Trey as a power move. And didn't she kiss Johnny? One thing was for sure, she was noticeably hurt when he didn't choose her. That would have secured her dominance. Instead, Sully effortlessly floated to Johnny. She was chosen for the third time since the beginning of the episode. And did you hear what Johnny said to Trey after the coupling? He dissed Trey after he took his girl. Not to say Trey didn't deserve it. Trey kissed the girl he knew Johnny was interested in, Kaitlynn, and didn't say anything about it. I mean, nobody is anchored down. Connor is the only one acting like that with Mackenzie. By the way, where were James and Moira the entire show? Anyways, Mackenzie is going to split from Connor. He's sweet, but she definitely doesn't want a guy asking to hold her hand. All that guy is doing is stroking her ego right now. Poor Connor. I hope the split happens before he says I love you. Trey, on the other hand, can leave the island. What was going on in his imagination that made him think he had choices? No one stepped for him, forward or to the side. No one stepped for him. No one was checking for him. He should have been chatting to Justine, a girl who actually likes him. The black men this season aren't starting right. At what point did Johnny even talk to Justine? This is disgusting. My girl is getting ignored on the island. No wonder she was crying. It better not happen twice. They will send bombshells for her. Vote for Justine, everyone. The men on here so far have been disappointing. On the bright side, it was only day one and time is flying by. We already have new girls to meet tomorrow night. One thing's for sure, the show definitely got us with the twists and turns. Early on. As soon as it premiered, all of the intro videos and even the first look felt like a bluff. After viewing the real episode, this is what some fans thought. These are mentions on Twitter at LoveIsland_USA. A fan account has a episode 1 recap. Black girls are not objects. Justine deserves better. The way she's being treated is garbage. We definitely agree with that. Trey must go, followed by Johnny and Celery. We can do without Trey. Johnny, I'm not so sure about him yet. He doesn't have an approval rating because he didn't even talk to Justine. Trey, we don't even know what he's doing. He thinks he's got options for some reason. And Sally, I'm not really sure why a lot of people have a negative opinion of her. It just seems like she's being herself on the island. I guess it's because right now she's the top choice and the guys all have eyes for her. But her behavior has been pretty good, in my opinion, so far. She hasn't been very messy, kissing a bunch of people. She's really been keeping it light and just chatting and going with the flow of things. Kaitlynn is sketchy, but we'll see. Kaitlynn is definitely sketchy. She's gunning to win the show. But I like it. She brings drama. Connor and Mackenzie are too comfortable. Scatter them. Connor is way too comfortable. For whatever reason, he's having a love at first sight moment with Mackenzie, but I don't think she's in it with him. I think she's looking for someone else to come through for her. At IB's Dressing says, yes, Johnny chose Sally, and the Trey kissing bandit is single. We love to see it. We do love to see it. I was hoping Johnny would choose Sally just so that Kaitlynn wouldn't get that one up. We seem to be kind of split on liking and disliking Sally, and I'm not clear on why. At Rochella_1 says, I low-key think this is going to be the messiest season in the franchise considering they've been devoid of human interaction for so long. Definitely agreeing with that. I think at least 3 couples kissed in the first episode, which is a lot for Love Island. But I like how vicious they're being early on, and hopefully they don't turn it down later. At Barstool Fran says, major douche vibes from old Carrington. And there are lots of responses to her tweet. People saying, already hate him. He reminds me of every sophomore frat guy at CU Boulder. Same, will hold judgment for now. LOL. I'm not getting that vibe from Carrington. I definitely received that from the intro video they posted on Twitter. But the way he's been interacting with the Islanders, I think he's pretty much cool. He seems relaxed and he's doing what he needs to do just to secure his position. The kiss with Kaitlynn, that was a bit awkward, but she accepted it. And once again, I think he was just doing what he needed to do to stay in the competition. So he's cool with me. At Misha Normani says, these kisses have been cringy. No one is smooth. No one. I want to say out of all of the kisses, James and Moira had the best one because it was quick and kind of cute. It was the first one and it was very early, but it was quick. The other ones were kind of long and wet. So, yeah, someone says they're out of practice. Possibly. Oh, and someone also says, I was planning on rooting for Kaitlynn. Glad I'm not. I can't stand a girl who is doing what she's doing. I like it for the show, but in real life, I wouldn't like a girl like Kaitlynn. At Simply Alana, this is the Twitter account from Alana from Love Island season 1 last year. She says, I'm really sitting here like Justine. I don't care who look and don't look at you. Walk through that villa like you that chick. The energy will shift. They wouldn't be ready. 3 yellow hearts. And lots of people responded to this. Cheering on her tweet, cheering on Justine. She really needs the confidence boost. Hopefully she can, look herself in the mirror, do her hair up again. By the way, her ponytail was killer. Glad our girl is serving looks, and just keep looking good during the villa so that when that bombshell walks in, her attitude is right, her look is right, and she can really hook him and make the best first impression possible and just really get her ball rolling. It's really sad that when Justine stepped forward for Jeremiah and he rejected her, that set the tone for the entire coupling. It seemed like after that, the girls were 3 times more hesitant to step forward for anybody because they didn't want to be that girl who was rejected. And of course, Justine didn't step up again because, whose ego could take a no twice on television like that? So, rooting for Justine, our girl is going to stay strong. She's going to get something. At Tiggy Smalls says, Johnny fine with his no-neck self. I've been seeing a lot of Johnny thirst messages on Twitter and Instagram. He is pretty muscular. I'm not really a fan of Johnny's looks, especially right now since he didn't give my girl Justine any attention, but I like that he's being genuine and consistent. He said in his intro video that he wants to treat a girl like he would want his sister to be treated, and he seems to be living up to that. So, mild okay for Johnny, but he should have given our girl Justine some play. At Alexis13 says, the fact that Justine is crying about the boys and none of them are giving her attention because she's black is pissing me off. And she included a squeezed fist gif. Yeah, it's making a lot of people upset. It's just so unfair, and it just affected her immediately. So hopefully she can hold her head up. At Dubum Osula says, I'm ready to vote Celery out already. I guess people are angry at Sally because they think she's in the way. Once again, I think she's just in there being herself. I mean, the game is kind of the game. They just need to cast people who will play roles a little bit better, or, do some fan service. So we went on the Love Island app and we checked out some of the quizzes and polls. At this moment, the abs, Johnny is number 1 for the abs, which makes a lot of sense because there have been a lot of thirst messages about Johnny. I think a lot of people changed their mind about him because they introduced him as the bombshell. Trey was number 2, then Carrington, Jeremiah, Connor, and James. Then we have ranked the couple's chemistry so far. Of course, Justine and Jeremiah are at the bottom because of the whole rejection incident. Moira and James are at the top, and I think that's well-deserved. Moira, she seems pretty, drama-free, and James, I don't think anybody was really feeling him, so I think he's game to stay with Moira. And they kiss first, so they seem like free spirits together. Mackenzie and Connor, already voiced that Mackenzie's gonna ditch Connor as soon as she can. Sally and Trey, we know that's fake and over now. Kaitlynn and Carrington, I think that's a showmance from the jump. Like, those two just need to find other people right now. They're not even looking at each other. As far as our predictions go, Jeremiah isn't the alpha I expected, but no one's position has been established yet because it's not obvious who the most desired guy is to the Islanders. The girls haven't done much chasing. Consequently, we know Sally is at the top of the desire ranking, then Kaitlynn, Moira, Mackenzie, and Justine. We'll see how the dynamics continue to shift as the show goes on. One thing people have been wondering about is where the dates will be this year. Ariel has said in an article that we tweeted out that the Islanders won't be going off campus this season. So I think based off that input, we can think that all of their dates are going to be within the villa. Thank you to everyone who participated in the group chat. It was a lot of fun watching the episode with you all. Keep up with us at Lonely Loquate on Instagram and Twitter. DM us if you'd like to be featured on the show. We love responding to listeners' comments. We'll be back tomorrow night with more fresh Love Island content.